What's going on, guys? It's Chief Rosa and we are back with another video. Today we'll be breaking down and discussing Attack on Titan episode 33. Okay, so Attack on Titan episode 33 starts us right where we left off last week. In the very first scene we see Bertolt plunging himself from the wall in order to fall on Reiner and Eren because Reiner is currently being beat down by Eren. He knows to do this because he is signaled by Reiner as he screams. Now, mind you, all three of them are in Titan form at this point. Last week, episode 32, was the big reveal. We see Reiner pull Eren aside while the rest of the scouts are walking along the wall. After doing so, he asks Eren to come with him. In his confusion, after being told by Reiner that Bertolt and himself are indeed the colossal and armored Titans, Eren's confusion leaves him in a state where he doesn't want to come to terms with things, so he denies his request and asks him to keep moving along with the other scouts. Now, they never tell us what exactly Reiner wanted him to do, where he wanted him to go. One thing we do know is that Reiner was trying to take him to the same place in which he called his hometown. The next time we see Eren, they're in the woods. We also see that they've taken Ymir from the wall as well. The question we have to ask ourselves is simply why and how. If you look back earlier in the season, we see Connie's mother is actually a Titan, but she wasn't a Titan before. So, somewhere at some point in time, probably when the village was attacked, although it doesn't show signs of blood or of corpses, the villagers were actually turned into Titans. So who is doing this and why are they doing it? One thing I could say for sure is that this all comes back to the basement in which Eren is trying to get to, but has so far made little effort to actually get there. You would think that the scouts and the bigwigs would try to make it a priority, but it's not. What does Eren's father have to do with all of this? There must be something. When I look at the Beast Titan, the only thing I could think is that that's Eren's father. Also, if you look at the end theme for Attack on Titan Season 2, we see the Beast Titan running with animals. Okay, we see a giraffe, an elephant, whatever. But that leads me to believe that the Beast Titan is something more primal, that he may be the root of all this. Quite possibly the first Titan, or maybe the first human to figure out how to become a Titan. At this point in the show, now I don't read the manga, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Even if I did, I wouldn't speak in terms of things that have already been revealed in the manga. But so far in the show, we really don't have any indication where they come from. One thing that we do know is that the church, which was revealed at some point this season, does have an idea. They know something. Last episode, we discovered that the walls are made out of Titans. When those walls are opened, there's living, breathing Titans still inside of them. Shortly after the show wraps up the big showdown, this scene shows us that Mikasa has always been Eren's protector, even up until this point in the show. But once we see Eren become a Titan, we realize, as does she, that things are much bigger than her now and that she's not as useful as she used to be. She can't protect Eren the way that she used to. When it comes to the Colossal and the Armored Titans, she doesn't have the weapons that she needs in order to help Eren. Eventually, she does figure out a way to help him, but not a way to defeat the Armored Titan. So it shows her this feeling of uselessness, almost self-loathing, and an inability to help the ones that she cares about. So in the 22-minute runtime of this episode, they really don't give us much. I almost feel like I'm watching an episode of One Piece. After the flashback scene, we see Mikasa wake up right next to Armin, and although she shows some angst, he kind of talks to her and says, let's not let this go. Let's go do what we gotta do. They decide they're gonna chase Eren and the Armored Titan along with the Colossal Titan, and hopefully, if Ymir is still alive, because at this point they're not sure, they could be of some help. As Mikasa and Armin are preparing to leave, they're approached by Hannes. Essentially, he sits down and gives them a pep talk, gets them ready to go. After they're done speaking, they rendezvous with the rest of the scouts and think up a plan. So as the scouts are preparing for their expedition to find Eren and Ymir, they gather around a map to try to figure out their location. Hanji steps in, crawls in, and breaks down the most likely location that they're going to go. She says to head straight for the forest because although Reiner and Bertolt are Titans themselves, the other Titans may be a threat to them, and that would be their safest route. Now, next week's episode, episode 34, could give us a lot or a little. On one hand, if the scouts don't catch up or don't stop Eren and Emir's kidnapping, will finally be introduced to the hometown in which Reiner claims. If they are stopped, again, this discovery will be halted. Now, we are talking about only a 12-episode season, which leaves us with only 4 episodes left to go. How much they can cram into 4 episodes, I don't know. I can't say. One thing I do know is that for this season to be worthwhile, and be successful for that matter, they're going to need to start to cram a lot more into the 22-minute time slot that we have for an episode of Attack on Titan. Also, will we finally get some more information about the Beast Titan? Now, I know this season was his introduction, but considering that we have waited years at this point, multiple years, to get a second season of Attack on Titan, if we don't at least have that answered for us, then it's almost as if the entire season was a waste at this point. We have questions, we want them answered. Okay, that about wraps it up. Please let me know what you think down in the comments section, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.